Good evening and welcome inside this Tuesday night edition of The Extra Point. I'm Chrystal Stone. This is the fourth straight win for the Rattlers, and with 4 games left in the season, players say taking out the #1 seed in the Western Conference has real playoff implications. And Desert Mountain twin sensations Caden and Kayla House are fielding a lot of calls after putting on a show in front of hundreds of college coaches. They say every good tree bears good fruit, and these rising stars are coming from a family tree that's pretty sweet. If Sneed has no new or worsening symptoms, he can move on to football-specific exercises and non-contact drills. Fans got so many goodies like these free t-shirts and these bucket hats from the team. It's just a great night for the LGBTQ+ community to enjoy some good basketball and have a big party too. Now Cardenas and her teammates use their voices here at the Mesa Arts Center, where they record an all-student-led podcast and give perspectives on their lives as student athletes. Well, back here in the Valley, it sure feels like a fireball when you step outside. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Chrystal Stone. Major League Baseball is back with a new season, new rules, and a new fight in the courtroom. The company that owns Bally Sports, which airs MLB games, filed for bankruptcy in March. Phoenix's cleanup plan to clear the zone concerns healthcare workers who say they believe those living on the street will be placed further away from help, leaving them in a more vulnerable state. It seems like AI is taking over just about everything these days, and now you can add basketball to the list. Football is a tough and dangerous sport as is, but when you add in the recovery process of a major surgery on someone who is just in high school, it can be even more challenging. Many Valley high schools are taking their summer football camps on the road to places with cooler temperatures like Flagstaff and Pine Top. One school is even going as far out as California. But Chandler High School is staying home, and I went to their practice at 7 a.m. this morning to see how they are taking this heat head on. While many folks are still rolling out of bed, the Chandler football team is out on the field early, putting in work for the upcoming season.
I know nobody wants to be out here in the morning, so we want to be a step ahead of everybody.
Heading into his senior year, defensive end Jeremiah Young knows very well what it takes to stay safe in the heat.
Make sure we drink 2 gallons of water every day. Make sure we're hydrated, because this heat is different.
Chandler has chosen to stay in town for their summer training camp. Head coach Rick Garrettson says it was a lesson he learned during COVID.
Back when the pandemic came and we weren't allowed to go away to a camp, we found out that we got more done from a football program here than we did in the mountains or at Flagstaff or any other place that people go to. So we were able to put in 4 solid hours every day in the weight room, in the classroom with the film, and then on the field, and it's worked out pretty well for us.
I've been out here maybe 40 minutes and I'm already drenched. Imagine what it's like for these football players on the field. Now the coach tells me they work for 10 minutes and then they break for 5 in the shade with lots of water, and they can go through 40 gallons of water for one practice session.
It's not easy playing football in Arizona due to the heat. But in my time at Chandler, we've never had anybody with remotely anything with being dehydrated and having an issue with that.
But other schools are retreating the triple-digit heat. Perry will be in the Lakeside Pine Top area where the highs will be in the mid-80s. Oro Valley Cannondale Oro will be in similar weather in Flagstaff. And Scottsdale Saguaro will work out in a cool 70 degrees in Carlsbad, California. It's a convenience the Wolves say they can do without.
While we're out here working, everybody's just in the cold, making sure they all comfortable and everything like that. We make sure we're comfortable being uncomfortable.
And they're doing so with plenty of water. Many football programs use these summer training camps as opportunities for bonding for their teams. But Coach Garrettson says his team is bonding just fine all year round. Braving the heat, Chrystal Stone, Cronkite News.
On planet Mercury, dreams come true. Like Phoenix, being reunited with 42.
Those words illuminated what was a storybook moment for Brittany Griner and the Phoenix Mercury. But who was the poet behind that captivating performance? Meet Jay Tatum.
I know you'll break my heart right after you take it for granted. See, I know how the game goes.
a local spoken word and hip-hop artist with deep roots in the Valley, having graduated from Arizona State University. Tatum first performed a poetic tribute for Griner last August while she was still unlawfully detained in Russia. But this time, with Griner back, the stage would be bigger, the lights brighter.
I thought it was just me, I'm just doing a solo poem. Then I find out there's a track behind me and I'm like, okay, I gotta stay on beat with this track. Then I find out the dancers are dancing with me and I'm like, okay. And then I found out about ESPN like 2 weeks before.
Tatum says her ability to adapt stemmed from her unique upbringing, adopted by ordained ministers traveling the world while serving in the military.
I was like, that's my baby, that's my baby.
Tatum's mother, Leona, lives in Texas. The first time she'd see her daughter perform for a live audience would be in front of thousands at the Footprint Center, broadcast on national television.
That moment meant everything.
The following day, Tatum released a new album at Shar's Live with lyrics as intimate as the setting.
The album was truly a journey and it was about healing. It was about like heartbreak, love, forgiveness, you know, betrayal, grace.
Not only does Tatum gift the world with her words and her music, she also shares her craft as a teaching artist, helping young people find their voices.
Jay is obsessed with her craft.
Merlin Hepworth, also an ASU grad, is the co-founder and executive director of Phonetic Spit, which provides poetry and literacy programs to youth across the Valley. Hepworth says he knew Tatum would be a perfect fit.
She registers really high on what young people are attracted to.
Through Phonetic Spit, Tatum runs a poetry club in 5 Valley area high schools, but the lessons she instills go beyond what any textbook could teach.
You give them the tools to be brave and to, you know, really express themselves and to get it out because these kids have stories that are worth telling too.
In this arena,
Surprisingly, Tatum has never met Brittany Griner, but she says she connected with her longing to be liberated.
If we have breath in our bodies and we have our freedom, like we still have options.
In Phoenix, Chrystal Stone, Cronkite News.
I love TikTok.
For Arizona State gymnast Cassie Barbonente, TikTok is more than just a social media app. She's also been able to monetize her content for NIL opportunities.
The content is just directed towards you. That's what makes it easy for me to reach an audience that I'm targeting.
While the majority of NIL marketing is on Instagram, TikTok takes up about 25%, making it a strategic marketing tool with over 150 million users in the US.
TikTok is just one aspect of what makes a student athlete valuable for a brand.
Federal and some state lawmakers have started to ban the popular app on government devices, and the Biden administration is looking to block the use of TikTok nationwide due to concerns with the data the app collects, which is not unlike other social media platforms, but TikTok is operated out of China, a rival of the US.
We've already seen evidence that data has been exfiltrated over to China. So there are some valid concerns about what China's doing with that data.
Past Terry believes this is more about politics than actual cybersecurity.
The state of our cybersecurity is pretty dismal in this country. In America, we don't see data privacy as one of those unalienable rights we're supposed to have.
Legal experts say if Congress were to enact a full ban of the app, the ruling could be immediately contested in court for violating the First Amendment rights of private citizens, because what you post on TikTok is a form of speech, and the fight for it could take a long time to play out in the legal system. Stats advice for athletes? Don't panic. The marketing industry will adjust and reallocate.
If a company wants to partner with a student athlete, it's going to be because of the broad platform and not just the TikTok following.
Something to watch as the NIL business continues to grow. In Tempe, Chrystal Stone, Cronkite Sports. Are there any bars or restaurants in the area you could recommend? Oh, great. Thank you.